Am I right in understanding that as a Shia, you don't agree with the Sunnis about what is reliable hadiths?
Yes, we have different hadith books.
Different
We
hadith
have,
books.
yeah,
So like Christians have different canons of the Bible.
Yeah.
Muslims have different canons of hadith.
Yes.
So not only is Sahih al-Bukhari 250 years after Muhammad, but
Even
the
a
actual
collection-
collection of Sahih al-Bukhari that we have is 45 years after
Yes.
Sahih al-Bukhari himself. Oh wow.
Actually, no, Shamsi always quotes about how the companions were rightly guided, right?
Yeah.
There's actually a quote that says the second quote in the same chapter of the Quran, yeah? Because he says the companions, they were rightly guided and God shows them to be
Yeah.
amongst paradise.
Yeah.
The next verse it talks about the hypocrites amongst them, that the Prophet does not know them.
No, we're just talking.
Yeah.
Because
Can
he has a history of picking on Muslims who are young and who don't know much about them.
Really?
I mean,
That's
I'm-
funny.
I'm-
Here,
that's
hold
what
on.
I'm
doing.
You see,
I'm
one
just
second. Hold
getting
on one second.
information out.
You've jumped in. Hold on one second, because I'm just going to. So today, I wanted to debate a Muslim on Islamic Tawhid. And I wanted them to show me the evidence for their beliefs and what it says.
Thank you very much.
And that was my question. I wanted to debate someone about that. And these professional Muslim dawah teams that come here every week by week, every single week, attacking Christians, attacking the Trinity, when we challenge them on what they believe, they run away.
So what was your question about Tawhid exactly?
Well, my point is that I find evidence that Tawhid makes no sense. Because Tawhid is the belief that there is one God, Allah, that Allah is indivisible, and that none of his attributes are divisible from him. And that you can't ascribe partners to Allah, and you can't say that anything other than Allah has Allah's attributes. This is the concept of Tawhid. Is that a fair, am I being fairly accurate?
more or less, yeah.
So I'm not distorting anything?
No.
Okay, but then I have hadiths that talk about the Quran becoming a man and interceding to Allah. Now the Quran, as you know, is the attribute of Allah, it's the word of Allah. So it can't be divided against himself, can it? So how can the word of Allah speak to Allah?
Okay.
It's a good question.
Yeah. Because there is another debate between Muslim philosophers. There is a part of Muslims who believe that the Quran is a creature of Allah. It's not a word of Allah.
Yeah, a creature of Allah.
Yeah, they believe
So
that
it's
a
created.
Yeah, it's created.
So
So
this
the
is-
word of Allah.
so this is
there is
Mu'tazila.
difference. Huh?
Do you believe that?
I'm a Shi'i, so some Shia believe in that.
Okay.
That is the creation of Allah because the word is just a
Well,
creation.
since I'm talking to you, do you believe
What exactly?
that the Quran is a creation of Allah?
For me, yeah, it's created because if
Okay.
I believe that Allah is beyond everything,
Yeah.
it was the start, then He created the
Now,
world.
so okay.
But like
So
that-
on this particular point, your Shia beliefs make more sense than the Sunni beliefs.
It's different
On this
philosopher
point.
point of view because like the philosopher who said the Quran is a creation because they read the Christianity thing, let's say the beginning there was the word, then after the word there was the Father, then the Son. And this was in the Aristotle philosophy. And once they start reading this, they came to the sense that if you said the Quran is Allah word, then it's supposed to be creation because if it wasn't creation, it would be with Allah or before Allah. It can't be at the same time. So the creation make more sense than word of Allah.
I agree, but Sunni Orthodox belief is what I'm criticizing. Because Sunni Orthodox belief says that the Quran was not created.
Yes, they believe that
And it is
was
an eternal attribute of Allah. And I've been around Speaker's Corner, again asking Muslims to show me where it says the Quran was not created. And they can't show me any verse.
No,
They
there is
can't.
no. It's only
Exactly.
philosopher debate.
So the point is that the critique that I'm making is if the Quran is an eternal attribute of Allah, and then the Hadith say that the Quran intercedes for the believers on Judgment Day, then that means a divine attribute takes the form of a man and speaks to Allah. So something that is divine is taking on a personality and speaking to Allah.
Yeah,
And you would agree this is a contradiction, right?
yeah, when you come to Hadith,
This is Sahih al-Bukhari, by
I
the
know,
way.
but Sahih al-Bukhari, there is a lot of problem with it.
And as a Shia, am I right in understanding that as a Shia, you don't agree with the Sunnis about what is reliable hadiths?
Yes, we have different Hadith books.
Different
We
hadith
have,
books.
yeah,
So like,
different
Christians,
scholars.
so like Christians have different canons of the Bible.
Yeah.
Muslims have different canons of hadith.
Yes.
Oh, 6,000 of them, I reckon.
Yeah,
That was Sahih
but-
al-Bukhari.
Yeah,
Sahih
Bukhari,
al-Bukhari, yeah.
he said he found 600,000 hadith, and from the 600,000, he only corrected 5,000.
Which
of
is
them.
mathematically impossible.
Yeah.
It's rubbish.
Yeah, and after this 5,000, until today, you can't find any.
It was
script.
7,200
Yes.
from 600,000. Now, assuming that he's working a 12-hour shift
Is the
every
Quran the
day,
same, brother?
in which he never,
Quran-
ever
the same?
uses any
It's a different
breaks or
debate.
is ever distracted, that
he's
means
trying
he's
to say that
shifting
the Bible
something
is
like
like the Quran.
50 hadiths a day and doing all the
Yeah,
tests.
when
So
you
it's
do the
mathematically
mathematics, it's
stupid.
wrong. Yeah, it's wrong.
But yet the Sunnis say that Sahih al-Bukhari is the most reliable collector of hadith.
Yeah, but like until today, no one find any script which was written by al-Bukhari or in al-Bukhari time. The first script which they have, some of al-Bukhari hadith, it was written 45 years after al-Bukhari.
So what year?
It have
What
all-
was year was Hadith Sahih al-Bukhari's collection compared to when Sahih al-Bukhari wrote it?
Maybe there are 50 or 60 years.
So it's actually
After the al-Bukhari death.
really
Yes.
Okay. This is new information
Yeah,
to me.
there
I
is
didn't
a
know
book,
this.
yeah, there is
I'm
a-
going to use this next week.
Yeah, there is a book which was written
got
by
killed, didn't
an Moroccan scholar.
Yeah.
It was published this year. It was the name is Death of a Legend, al-Bukhari, and he started collecting and looking for the who wrote al-Bukhari and the first scholar, and he didn't find any paper of it.
Yeah.
There is nothing. There is no proof. There is no book called the Sahih al-Bukhari. Even if you look in the Muslim books to show, you will find Fath al-Bari, Sahih al-Bukhari. Different scholars, they said they heard Sahih al-Bukhari and they write it. You won't
Okay. So
find
let me get
anything.
this clear, so I'm not misunderstanding. You're saying that Sahih al-Bukhari, the actual author of the collections, was not Sahih al-Bukhari himself, but someone other than Sahih al-Bukhari who then attributed it to Sahih al-Bukhari. That's really. And what's the name of this person?
You can find Fath al-Bari.
Fath al-Bari.
Yeah, this is the name of one book.
And he was writing about 45 years after Sahih al-Bukhari.
Maybe even more this one.
So not only is Sahih al-Bukhari 250 years after Muhammad, but
Even
the
a
actual
collection.
collection of Sahih al-Bukhari that we have is 45 years after Sahih al-Bukhari himself. Oh wow, dude. I need to talk to you some more. Like you got some real information I didn't know about.
Like the hadith
I
part.
appreciate bring the book to you can.
Yeah. Like there is a lot of problem in hadith.
So is this the reason why you reject Sahih al-Bukhari, or do you reject Sahih al-Bukhari because of another reason?
No, my rejection for Sahih al-Bukhari himself, a lot of hadith, they are not compliant with Quran or with the humanity. Like the base of Islam is rahmah, with its mercy and peace. But in Sahih al-Bukhari, you find a lot of hadith which say kill. A lot of hadith which justify killing others, killing the different.
Yeah.
However, not believing in the
There
same
are
belief.
very objectionable things in Sahih al-Bukhari. So am I taking it as a Shia Muslim? I know you use different hadiths, like we have different canons of the Bible, and you have, as a Shia, a different canon of hadith to Sahih al-Bukhari. So am I right in thinking, do you reject those things in Sahih al-Bukhari, like where it says Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old child? Do you reject that?
Yeah, this one has been
Okay.
rejected by a lot of scholars, even Sunni
Okay.
scholars. Because
Do you reject the hadiths that say kill apostates who leave Islam? So as a Shia Muslim, you would be happy if a Muslim became a Christian.
it's his choice.
And you wouldn't kill them?
Yeah, it's saying
Okay, fair enough. I respect this. Just for the record, this is the kind of Muslim that I can get on with. Okay, a reasonable, intelligent, sane, and non-violent Muslim.
Tell him what
You're
you believe
great.
about Muhammad.
What do I?
Tell him
What?
what you believe about Muhammad.
I don't believe. I believe.
Tell him what you believe about Muhammad.
Okay, so he wants me to tell you what I believe about Muhammad.
What do you believe?
I believe Muhammad is a false prophet. I don't believe that he is speaking from God.
Who's he speaking from?
And I believe
Who's he speaking from?
I believe he's speaking of the devil. I think he was possessed by the devil.
He have the right to say this.
Thank
That's
you very
his
much.
opinion.
Dude, thank
By
you
the
very
way,
much.
this
You're a
written-
good guy.
No,
This
by the way,
is
it's
the
written
kind
in
of Muslim
Tarikh
that I wish
al-Tabari,
there was
Tabari.
more
Did you read Tariq
of.
al-Tabari?
I really do.
It said that
I
the
hope you
devil
managed.
intercepts.
I hope you manage to convert all of the Sunnis here. I really do.
I'm not trying to convert anyone.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway,
gonna be
you're here on holiday.
Yes.
I hope you have a really wonderful
Thank you.
holiday.
I enjoyed talking
Yeah,
to you.
and I would encourage you, brother, pick up the Injil.
I already read part of it.
Fantastic. Read the rest.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a great holiday. It
You
was
too.
lovely talking to you. Thank
Same
you
here.
for sharing.
Same
Take
here.
care. Well, I mean, for me, the essential critique is this. If the Islamic Dawah team are saying that we can't trust the New Testament because it was written after the events, right? Bearing in mind that every scholar that looks into this, like Bartham and Bruce Metzger, they say that the entirety of the New Testament was written by 90 AD.
Yeah.
So that puts it 30 years after the event. The hadiths that the Sunnis and the Salafists are using all were written
way back.
250
Yeah, I'm aware.
years after the event.
Yeah.
So they are telling us as Christians, you can't trust the Bible because it was written 30, 40 years later. And which is only actually true of the Gospels. The letters were written within 10 years. Yeah? But they are then saying that they can trust the hadiths even though they're written 250 years later.
I'm aware of that.
What? Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
I know you're a Shia, so I know you have a different canon of hadiths to what the Muslims use. The Muslim Sunnis will try
Right, so
to
you found, hold on, can I say
justify.
something here? You found a Muslim. Is he trying to?
I'm
like,
not an
ask
expert,
Muslims?
and he's just
No, we're just talking.
Because
Can we-
He has a history of picking on Muslims who are young and who don't know much about their religion.
Really?
I mean,
That's
I'm-
funny.
I'm-
Here,
that's
hold
what
on.
I'm doing.
I'm just-
You see,
I'm just
one second. Hold
getting
on one second.
information out.
You've jumped in.
I'm
Hold on
gonna-
one second, because I'm just going to make you look a fool now. You've just jumped into a conversation that he started with me because he wanted to ask me a question.
Right.
Okay, I didn't start. Did I start this conversation? No, I didn't. Right? I've just gone to Ali Dawah.
I didn't say you are.
No, one second.
I didn't say you are.
One second. I have a history of targeting
Yeah,
young
history,
Muslims.
yes,
So
yes,
I went to.
You were busy,
You see, you want to interrupt. You want to interrupt. So I went to Ali Dawah, to Hashim, and to Shamsi. Okay? 3 of the big names in the Islamic Dawah team.
They
I wasn't
should know
targeting
enough
young
about-
people. Okay? So before you jump into a conversation and start throwing accusations, you need to check your facts.
First of all, right?
Okay.
Ali Dawah, Hashim, they're the minorities, first and foremost, yeah?
Ali
The
Dawah and
majority-
Hashim are in the
No,
minority.
no. Philip,
Why are they in the minority?
Can I finish, right? The majority of people who you
I
have
do want to
targeted,
talk
hold
to
on.
you.
no, sorry.
I'm going to leave now.
Okay, please.
The majority of people you are targeted are young people.
That's not
The
true.
majority.
The evidence is on camera.
Ali
People
Dawah,
can make up their own
Hashim,
mind.
and who are other guys?
People can make up
3 of
their
them.
own mind.
But I
The
think
majority-
People
I
can
think
make up their own
younger
mind.
people should have more open minds.
I think people can make up their own mind. SOCO Films is on YouTube. You can see every video I
Very
appear on, and
biased
people
channel.
can.
It's
And
a
people
very
can
biased channel. You should watch out. It's a very biased channel.
a bit like
your
yourself.
videos.
Anyway, we were talking. So, I know as a Shia, you have a different canon of hadiths from the Sunnis.
Yeah.
Why do you reject
I'm
the
a Sunni- I'm a
isnad
Sunni,
of the
by the way. I'm a
Sunni?
Sunni.
Why do you reject the isnad of the Sunni
Because of the
hadiths?
personalities, I think.
Such as?
I'm not, honestly, I'm not an expert on the field.
Are you saying they're not trustworthy?
Yeah, because of their history. Like,
Okay.
that's the Shia beliefs and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, history on like what happened after the Prophet's life, because that's the whole split of Shia, Sunni, and everything. That happened after the Prophet's life, and during the Prophet's life, there was no such thing, I think, as Shia, Sunni. So it was just Islam, because that's what has come before
Yeah.
the Prophet as
Yeah,
well. Like,
yeah.
And the fact the split is because of those personalities and everything, and their own narrations.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that's what I see it upon as the way, well, not me, what the Shia would say is just their personalities are
Okay,
not.
so you're saying that they are the people in the chain of narration
Yeah.
were
So-
untrustworthy people.
Some of them, yeah.
Some of them.
That's what the
Okay.
Shia perspective would come from.
Yeah, that's fine, and this is good to know because, like I say, what we're dealing with in the Islamic Dawah team. Because please note, I'm not saying he's part of the Islamic Dawah team.
Yeah, no,
like,
I'm just
and I'm
curious,
talking to
young
him. To me, they are working to a double standard completely. You know, because they're trying to pretend that there's this homogenous agreement within Islam
Yeah.
on things like the hadiths when there's clearly not.
Yeah.
And then they're saying that it's a reason to reject Christianity because of differences in the canon of the Bible. But by their logic, not your logic, by the Islamic Dawah team's logic, I now have to reject their Islam. because there is diversity and disagreement about the hadiths. Just like among Christians, there's diversity and disagreement about the canon. You know? So this is what I'm trying to expose. I'm trying to expose their double standards.
Yeah.
I got no problem with you. You seem like a nice bloke.
Yeah, no.
You know, my issue is with the double standards of the Islamic Dawah team. And that's why I went to challenge 3 of them today.
Actually, no, Shamsi always quotes about how the companions were rightly guided, right?
Yeah.
There's actually a quote that says the second quote in the same chapter of the
Quran?
Quran, yeah? Because he says the companions, they were rightly guided and God shows them to be
Yeah.
amongst paradise.
Yeah.
The next verse it talks about the hypocrites amongst them, that the Prophet does not know them, but God knows them.
Yeah.
No, the Prophet does know this.
Do you
No,
know
he
which?
doesn't.
Do you know which?
The Prophet had a list of the hypocrites.
No. There clearly says in that verse.
I'll let you guys debate that. I need to go find someone.
No worries.
Anyway, it was really nice to talk
Nice
to
to
you.
like
Again, another Muslim that I can get on with.
Yeah, no problem.
Not part of the Islamic Dawah team. Nice fella. Nice fella. Why do you twist
Wait,
that?
so
Why do
come
you
back,
twist
come back.
that?
I'll show you.
Why do you
brother.
twist that?
I'll
Do you
show you
see?
the quote.
Do you
One
see
second.
how they operate? I'm sorry he insulted you. Like.
No, it's all right.
I'm from
Anyway.
North, mate. I'm not a part of North Dawah team here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bob.
Do you want to debate the Islamic concept of Tawhid?
You already asked me. It's Tawhid.
Do you want to debate it though?
It's Tawhid.
Yeah, pronunciations apart. Do you want to debate it?
I'm not learning enough to do it.
Are you learned enough to debate a Christian on the Trinity?
No.
Okay.